We are out here getting a look at Bayou Rifle Club a day before team starts. All is calm. For those that remember, this used to be like a giant pond and it's been filled in, so maybe next year it'll be able to be parked on. But we still have these gorgeous concrete covered shooting positions. There's Mr. Eric Cortina. And I gotta tell you, if you've never shot this club, you need to make the trip. It is absolutely gorgeous and one of the best clubs you'll ever shoot. Here is a picture of my team. We are the Target Whisperers. We are sponsored by Dima Stocks and Flavio Triggers. They are both fantastic sponsors for us and are both really good people to deal with. This was Friday, so Friday was team match, and then we were going to have individuals on Saturday and Sunday. Let's take a look at how we did on team day. Here are the results. You can see that we finished 6th. We had a couple of little issues that really we stumbled on in the first match, but the great thing is we held in there. Second match, we actually won. We tied on score and out-X'd one of the upper teams, which really felt great because there are some amazing teams. You have Chingones, you've got Team Vitavori, you've got Team Oklahoma, Lapua, Team with No Name. I mean, these are all Bayou boys. These are all some fantastic shooting teams, including some that were a little bit lower down, like SoCal Sled Dogs and Team Bullet Central. Lots of great open teams. So to win the second match and finish where we did, I was really happy with our team. And I think with some work over the summer, we are going to go into nationals really feeling confident. Here we are, day 1 of the TSRA Long Range Championship. This is the 3rd largest match in the country. Hey! Wait, Eric, where are you going? All right, so Eric, you are the match director for this year, right?
Unofficial.
Unofficial match director, right? Well, you at least help put it together.
Yes.
And so what's different this year?
So this year, because I'm the Texas State Rifle Association match director. I'm not the match director at this match.
Oh, okay.
I got someone to help me with that so that I could shoot. But anyway, so we turned it into pair fire. It's been string fire forever, or always. I decided to make it pair fire. I think it's a better format, it's more fun, and it's a more challenging format. I think it's also more fair. After every line, we're gonna, after you shoot your first target, you move around to a different target, different partner, and you shoot again. So we're gonna mix it all up so nobody has any advantage.
And that's never really done. That's never really been done at a match before, right?
They do it at Bisley. I literally just copied the Bisley style, which is, I think it's phenomenal.
And Bisley is internet. For those that don't know, Bisley's over in England. That's international format,
I traveled to that match, and that's a great match. So I said, you know what, I'm going to copy as much as I can. So this is just a Bisley style match, which is great in my opinion. So best match I've ever attended. So why not bring it to Texas? So that's what we did.
Very cool. It's definitely going to make it more challenging, right?
For sure.
For sure. All right. Thanks, Eric.
All right.
And you can see here right now, it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. I've shown you this before, but it is definitely one of my favorite ranges to shoot. It is always beautiful here. Humidity is a little sticky today. I think it said 94%, but it's supposed to drop off by midday to maybe 50 or 60%. Mosquitoes are pretty thick this year. I'm not a big fan of mosquitoes, but it is what it is. So we're gonna wait. We're on relay 3, or I should say I'm on relay 3 today. So relay 1 is getting all set up here. You can see they've got their gear. They're gonna shoot at 8, and then 8:45 is going to be relay 2. And then I'll be shooting at 9:30. And then we just repeat that 3 times today. And then tomorrow it will be seed squatted. So what that means is number 1 is going to shoot with number 2, number 3 with number 4, 5 with 6, and so on. And that way it's really going to make it an interesting final day as everybody heads towards the finish line. So we're going to wait for the sort of match directions and safety briefing, and then we're going to get going. So here's the awesome thing about top markers. We're actually watching the match live. So two different shooters or two different pairs up here. And, we just got a big old watch party going on. And so we can just sit here and watch what's going on and have some fun. Here we are getting ready. I'm going to be shooting with my buddy Ted. We got paired up today. I'm next to the great Ken Dickerman over here. And conditions are starting to pick up a little bit. Just a little squirrely, but nothing too crazy. But it is absolutely gorgeous here. Hey, Todd.
John.
We are here at the banquet for the Texas State Long Range Championship. And I mean, it was great. We had this huge tent here all day. Kept us in the shade all day. It was really enjoyable. And we got some really great food over here. Somebody's holding my place in line right now. But, I mean, this is some amazing looking. Hey, watch out, John. Watch out. Hey, what do we got here? We got some chicken. Got rice. Oh, yeah. It's looking good. Looking good. How's it going, Ted?
Pretty good.
All right. What do you guys think of this banquet and stuff?
So far, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Watering.
How nice was this tent?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It really gave a festival feel to this.
It did. It did. Festival sounds like a good word.
Yeah.
I think the circus animals are coming out later.
Oh, my turn. All right, we're sitting here enjoying it. Todd, what's your favorite on the food there?
Brisket by far.
The brisket. Joe?
Brisket for sure.
Brisket. David?
I haven't tried the brisket yet. I'm going to do it right now.
All right. Jason?
Brisket.
Or Jeremy?
Brisket.
All right.
The company.
Oh.
And the brisket.
And the brisket. I haven't even eaten mine. Let's dig in. What are we doing here, Eric?
We're getting tacos. We're making a taco run. We do this every morning.
All right. Look at this. Fresh tacos, fresh tortillas. They're making the tortillas fresh back there. This is a tradition. Every time we come here, every morning, it's a taco run. But I mean, look at this stuff. It is freaking amazing. We get tacos for everybody in our group. And once in a while, we get some pastries. Okay.
This is we stuff.
I get some pastries. Let's take a look at some of my targets. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I know it gets boring looking at target after target. But I did want to walk you through at least what my process was while I was at the match. This was a pair fire match, meaning you shoot, you have a partner next to you, you're both shooting on the same target. So you shoot, score comes up, partner says whatever, 10. And then you confirm, thank you. Then he has 45 seconds because it's a 45-second time limit. He has 45 seconds to shoot. He shoots. Then you read off the score. So, whatever it is, X. And then he says, thank you. Now you have 45 seconds. So it's this back and forth. So you have just a little bit more time. It's pair fire, not string fire. String fire would be what we shoot at things like Southwest Nationals and a lot of other matches. It is a uniquely, or at least pretty uniquely, United States thing, NRA thing, compared to ICFRA, which is the international standard. Almost every other country that I'm aware of shoots pair-fired, or so that's pair-fired would be 2 to a mound, and then they also do 3 to a mound, so 3 people shooting on the same target, which is what Eric and the U.S. team did in South Africa, and also when they travel over to Bisley in England. So string fire is, again, it's very uniquely U.S., and you basically have a time limit to rail out the rounds as quickly or slowly as you want. So it's a much different way to shoot. So with pair firing, I had time as I'm waiting for the other person to shoot, and I decided to do some plotting, which I don't normally plot when I string fire. I thought I would try it, and if nothing else, I thought it would be something good for everybody here to see, because it's good that I can mark out all of my shots so I can walk you through what my holds were versus where the impacts were. So here we have Saturday. Now, Saturday we shot third relay, which meant it was the third we shot last, basically, in terms of every time. So there was 3 matches. We shot last on each of them, which meant we typically, as we got later in the day, had the harder conditions compared to the first relay, which was admittedly a lot easier. And that was done because then the second day they flip-flop it. So it does help it even out a little bit. So here we had the first match on Saturday, which this was sometime around 9:45, I think, or 10 o'clock. And I started out with my sighter here, so I'll do what I can to help. In fact, let me grab something just to make it easier to see. So I'm just going to grab a green wrench here. And so my sighter was 1 and sighters 2 were over here. And think of it like a vertical line. So wherever my sighter is, that's where I was holding on the target. So in this case, sighter 1 was just about 2 right, and sighter 2 was about 2 right. So those were both, I was holding on the target here, and you can see sighter 1 went center X, and sighter 2 went center X. So that was good. I converted those. And then we went to shot 1, which I was holding here, and it was coming from this direction predominantly, and I ended up going left here. Then shot number 2 went, I was holding, so I saw it picking up. Obviously it indicated it was picking up. I held almost a whole nother line, so I was holding here. I went all the way out to here, still lost my next shot downwind 9, which isn't great. Then we had shot, and some of these are a little askew just because I was under a time limit. But here's where I was holding for 3 because the wind moved, and then you can see I was holding here, and so here's how crazy the wind was. Within 1 shot between me and my partner, I was holding here, it went here. My next shot, I saw it move, I held center, and it went all the way out here. So you see that's a pretty big change. So that was shot 3. 3 landed out here. Oh wait, why is that there? No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I wrote this one out here. 3 was here and 3 went here. So yeah, that was my mistake. I don't know why I have that out here. Then 4, I held center again. It went center. 5, I held 1 right, and bad round, whatever, but it went up here, which isn't lovely. 6, I held out a little bit more, went here. 7, I came back in because it had let up. It went point of aim, so right here, 7 hold, 7 impact. Then picked up a little bit, so I went back out to 2 right, and it went to just about my point of aim. So in this case, what that tells me is that I overcorrected a little bit. I gave it too much value, and luckily I caught it. But these are the things where you can go back, and hindsight's always 20/20, right? So then I came back in, seeing that it was like this. Other person shoots. I see that nothing much has changed, so then I come back in. I do this, and I miss some kind of pickup or angle change, and it goes way outside. And then we have 10, ends up being over here. I barely catch the 10 over here. 11, I hold a little bit more. And where did 11 go? Oh, 11's right here. I mean, it was a little squirrely. 12, I'm holding here again. It went center. 13, I came out just a little bit. It landed a right 10. 14, I was holding out here. I popped a low corner 9 there. Then 15, you can see 15, 16, 17, and 18 were all center holds. So whatever the condition was, I wasn't seeing that there was much change to it. And you can see 15, 16, 17, and 18 were all right in here. So the reality is these shots probably should have been a right one. And, you know, it would have been a little safer. These were obviously a little sketchy on this left side 10. And with 17 was centered up, obviously. But if I had shot a right, if I had been holding right one for those 4 shots, then it would have been 15, 16, 18, and then 17 over here. They could have potentially all been X's at that point, depending on how deep these actually were. And then we had 19. Maybe I forgot to mark where 19 was holding. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There was only 18. This 18 was my last shot because I converted my 2 sighters because we were allowed to convert our sighters. So it was 18 shots plus the 2 sighters. So that was my 20 for record. And the gun was pretty flat. If you look, 14 was low down here. 5 was a little high corner. Everything else was pretty flat. You know, it was all right in here, which is what I'd want to see. And then we got to the match another couple hours later. And this line here is just to indicate that my hold markings are below that line. And then everything above it is impact lines. You can see my gun opened up a little bit. And then, you know, I'm not going to go through every shot, but suffice to say that everything was from left 1 to right. I went all the way out to 4.5 at some points. And just to give you an idea, it started out where the sighters were starting out over here. And then we went to shots 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's 7? Some of these I might have forgotten to mark. Oh, 7's here. 7's over here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can see there was a lot of movement, anywhere from center to right 4.5, which is a significant amount. If this is 1 and 2, then 3, then figure I was out between the 7 and the 8 line, which is a significant amount of wind, and my wind calls were not bad at all. I had some low shots. You know, these just hurt. My gun opened up a little bit on me. These corners up here, and these were bad wind calls anyway. I would have lost them even if it was a perfect elevation. But, you know, you can see it wasn't great. These were my 5 shots that I dropped. I did not convert because, obviously, that sighter was a 9, and I didn't want to take it. But I did convert the other one that was a 10. So I put 19 shots on, and, you know, it wasn't horrible, but a lot of movement on that relay. And then we got into the last relay. I struggled a little bit more on this one. I think I dropped a total of 8. I was having some troubles physically, you know, to be honest. I was not feeling great, a little dehydrated. The humidity was getting to me. I took really poor care of myself at this match, and it really reflected in, you know, kind of my endurance during the days. And that's on me. I know better, and I don't know. I let the fun times get ahead of me. But you can look here. All of my holds are down here in this area. And all of my holds were center to all the way out to 4.5 again. But, you know, 5 and 5, my first sighter and 5, I definitely overvalued. And then I undervalued all these shots that were out here. You know, it's tough. Bayou is a very tough reading range. There's a lot of soupy mirage. Angle changes have more value than a lot of other ranges. It's a tough range to shoot. So this was not a great way to end. But, you know, it is what it is. I did my best. And like I said, there was a lot of movement through that. So I just kind of tried to hold it together. Opened up on Sunday. Sunday we had, because I was on the, I had made the cut for the first relay. I was on the first relay, so obviously it was a little bit easier conditions. Cleaned this one out with a 208X, I think it was. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it was 8X, something like that. Everything was good. A little tall, you know. Obviously we have a little bit of height here on that, and I managed it the best I could. This was a situation where I knew where my vertical was kind of bracketing, and it's really easy. This is the one takeaway I'll give you on this kind of target. As I was shooting, I could tell that a shot would go high. So here was 5, and then 6 came down low, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. And so I could tell that my vertical was bracketed the best I could. What that means is I wasn't going to try dialing like this 9 was low, and the inclination would be to dial up. But I knew the gun was shooting a little tall, and I knew that it was kind of, because of this 5 and 6, I knew that that's where I was kind of living in my range, and I knew it was more dangerous to dial up than to shoot the range and just make better wind calls. And you can see really good wind calls saved my butt on this relay, because 6, 9, 10, 12, if those had been lesser wind calls, by a line, then they would have been pocket 9s somewhere. So this is where you have to really work harder. When you know you have a little bit of a taller gun, you have to really make those wind calls count. When you've got a gun that's super tight, it's shooting X-ring height, you buy yourself a little more aggression in your calls, and I had to really, really fight for these. And then you can see I almost lost some downwind shots here, but all of my holds were center X to right 2. So I was just right in there. There wasn't a ton of movement. Obviously, there was something that picked up on these a little bit. And you can see, for what it's worth, this is 17, 10, and 11. 10, 11, and 17. So my holds were all over here for these downwinds. Obviously, I should have picked them up a little bit. 18 I almost lost, and I had moved out a half a ring. And then 19 and 20, 19 and... where did 20 go? 20's right in the middle. So I had moved out near the end on those. But happy with that. Obviously, can't complain about a clean. Clean is clean. And cleans are ultimately that much more difficult when you're pair firing, so I felt really good about that. And then this was the last one, and I fell apart again a little bit. I was far worse physically here than I was Saturday. I was having some stomach issues. I was feeling dehydrated, even though I had been drinking a lot. I just wasn't feeling really good. The humidity was really getting to me. There was any number of things that I, kind of were against me. And again, I probably wasn't managing my body as well as I should have. You can see the gun was not horribly tall. It was taller than I'd want it to be. I lost 8 out the top. I lost a pocket 9 here, pocket 9 here, pocket 9 here. These are technically, had I made better wind calls, they could have caught. If I was a little bit more aggressive on, or a little bit more aggressive on 17 coming in instead of going out so far, maybe not as aggressive, I should say, then I might have caught 17. 8 was right here, and that one was just a straight up vertical. That one wasn't going to save itself. 15, where was I holding on 15? 15, I was holding left 1, so I wasn't aggressive enough. And then 7 was way down here, and that was basically a point of aim. So what had happened is it was sort of moving around over on the right side, and then it flipped over. And as it was flipping over, I clearly missed this and should have come in a little bit, obviously, a couple rings. And then you can see 6 over here just destroyed me. That was an 8. And I was holding right 2 on that one, and it went way out here. And then that's sort of what prompted this 7. But, obviously whatever this was probably was more bullet or gun handling than condition, because 7, when I moved out, went point of aim. And then 8 went point of aim. 9 went point of aim. 10 was close to point of aim. It was within a quarter ring here. 11 was point of aim. Whatever it was had straightened out so that my point of aim was point of impact for a lot of these. 12, it started to move down wind a little bit. 13 went point of aim. 14 went point of aim. 15, where did 15? Oh, 15 was this downwind pocket. And then 16, I don't know where, 16 came out low, but it was still close to point of aim, just low round. And then 19 was within a quarter ring. 17 was within half a ring. So you can see the condition, it turned to sort of a tailwind, and I was able to get a hold of it, but still just missed some of these. And I dropped, I think, 8 points on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 points, I guess. I don't remember. It looks like 7. I feel like it was 8 for some reason. But anyway, it was not great. But that's how we ended. Despite all that, I did my best. I hung in there. I did finish out 30th, which is lower than I certainly wanted it to be. But, it was a tough crowd. There were a bunch of really new, good shooters that were unclassified, especially a lot of them from the Midwest area that have some really great mentors out there. There were some guys that shoot with Barry Holcomb, and these guys were just tearing it up. And we, of course, had 20-something of the top 50 F-class shooters there. And so, there was a ton of competition. I want to say there was 70-something F-class open shooters and then about 19 TR shooters. And so to finish above 50%, given the problems I was having and the physical problems, I was happy. It's definitely not the way that I was hoping it would end out, but that's my read on the targets. I hope some of that helps. Let's get back to the rest of the videos. We just finished shooting. Match is over. You can see they're cleaning up, and we are actually headed down to the pits. Now this match, as I said, was shot on electronic targets, but we still have to go down, pull everything down, clean everything up. So we're going to be down in the pits in, I don't know, another 800 yards or so. You can see there's more people coming down to help. And I did a video last year and the year before showing this area, and it's really interesting because now this is the same. So this is the backstop, but now there's nothing here. There used to be an actual berm that we would stand under, and it's been just graded out. So whereas we used to stand here and there'd be a wall and then the targets would be up in the air, there's nothing. So if we look, everything's here. They do a really great job with their frames. Everything is locked in, really solid, and it's just right here at ground level. And you can see all the way back there is our 1,000-yard line. The interesting thing about this is because they are so low, you definitely have a different view with the mirage and everything being at ground level. So time to start taking these down, put them away, and then go see who won this thing.
I don't know how much work it's going to be, and it's a lot of work. However, there was one person that's been helping me a lot throughout this whole process, and I want to recognize him. So I created a special award called the Unsung Hero Award, and that goes to Glenn Edgard. One more. Hi, Junior. Joshua Massengill. Now, we do have flags for all of these. We're going to have flags for you. We're going to send it to you because we want it with your name on there. In the meantime, stand up there. Next award is to the high senior. Wow, I didn't know he was that old. Norm Harold. Wait, Todd Hendricks? Oh. All right, so turns out Todd is also very old. Todd, get over here. Hi, senior. You ever look at day over 59, my friend? Get up there. Hi, senior.
Josh got my flag.
Hey, I'm a grandson.
Good job, Todd. Our next award is High Woman. And no, anyway, I'm not going to go there. Tracy Harrell. Speech. Did you get that?
Thank you.
Tell a joke. There ain't no TV joke. TV learns his jokes from her. All right. Now we have a grant senior. Holy smokes. Doug Scottman. Mr. Winfield. Today's your birthday? Okay. Get up there. It's all right. Get up there. Get up there. All right. For Doug Scottman. Wait, get up there. We just found out it's also his birthday, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dougie. Happy birthday to you. There you go, buddy. Thank you. All right, FDR, third place, James Crofts. And we understand here. Second place, Ray Weaver. Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. Of course, right there. Take your spot. Yes, sir. Get your medal. And we in first place, Alan Temke. With a score of 965, 24 extra. Are you strong enough to hold the trophy? Okay. All right, thank you guys. Congratulations. Third place, Greg Bio.
No, I didn't have one.
Second place, Peter Johns. And in first place, Eric Cortina.
Well, we're leaving the range. We just finished up the Texas State Long Range Championship, and this guy right here had to go and win it. Five-timer club. So it's funny because, we were talking when we picked up this stuff at the TSRA office, and he goes, I think I'm just going to win this thing.
No, but I say that every time.
But
If you say it every time, sometimes you're going to be correct.
But no, great shooting, Eric, and we're headed back to the house here. We're going to get packed up, and we fly out at dark 100 in the morning. So great time out here as always fun with friends. This range is a destroyer of hope. It's, Eric's just a master at this range. So anyway, thanks for watching. Get out and shoot.
Yeah, keep them centered.
Yeah, have a good one.